Luton Hat Factory is definitely the place to be if you thrive in all things live. I'm loving this place by the second. Today we've got some theatre and some music. Today we've got Mozart by Andrew Bridgemount and some gospel jazz by Charlene Hector.
We lived above the shop, Mama, Papa, me. But I spent most of my time downstairs, in the barber shop, sitting on the chair, swinging my legs, smiling at him and his customers in the mirror. Sweeping up the hair clippings for a few lira my father would tip me, just watching him. I love those days, yeah? Loved him. So, Paolo, you prefer playing the violin to sweeping up in my barber shop, do you? Yes, Papa. I'm afraid I do. Well, I can see I shall just have to do my sweeping up myself.
Well, it's from a Morpurgo short story, Michael Morpurgo, called The Mozart Question, and it's an extraordinary piece because it's about. I can't give it away. It's got because the Mozart Question, I can't tell you what the answer to it is. But basically, the story starts off with there's a little boy who discovers that there's never allowed to be music in the house or violin or anything like that. But then he discovers that there is this violin in the house and he wants to play it. And his mother says, no, you can't play it, you must never play it. And then she says, all right, you can just, I'll show it to you, but that's all. And then he kind of steals it one and then he starts sort of practicing on it. It's all very secret. And the whole point is, don't tell your father that, because he never plays.
I've lived in Luton my whole life and I love coming down here to the Hat Factory. What drew you towards the Hat Factory?
I'm going to have to be very, very prosaic here. What drew me was the tour schedule, because we're going to do a tour and then they give you the list of where it's come, and the Hat Factory is on the list. But it's quite strange because when you're on tour, you keep coming into places. Because I've been doing this for ages. I'm quite old, and you kind of come into a town. I know I've been into Luton before, but you think, I think I've been here before. I'm sure I've done a show here before, but with a completely different company. So you get this kind of strange deja vu about, And also the theatre and the town aren't always linked. I mean, the town's very nice and everything, but then you come into the theatre and it's kind of got this kind of really sort of buzzy atmosphere. And because we came in and there was a dance studio before they changed it all around, and there's this event going on downstairs which you're covering, and you think, oh, this is a really sort of happening place.
Can you give us a brief insight on what's going on here today?
Well, we are having the latest in this series of events that present kind of a jazzy side of gospel, or I'm not sure it's a gospel side of jazz, but I'm involved with a number of gospel acts around town. A number of those are more like traditional gospel, but what we try to do here is we book artists that have got one foot in the gospel circuit, but also got a bit of reputation on the soul and club circuit in London.
The focus on jazz is something that happens usually with the Hat Factory. Do you reckon you'll participate again if they call you?
Well, jazz is about improvisation, and I'm sure I'll be improvising at some stage, but I'm not actually a jazz singer, although I have dabbled in jazz for a few years now. But it should be a night of soul and a little bit of gospel, both contemporary and traditional, and yeah, it should be cool.
Can I be a bit nosy? What's your schedule like for the future?
Oh Lord, well at the moment I'm on the road with Basement Jaxx. We've been doing a UK tour which we just finished, 2 weeks of dates all around the UK, which is really, really fun. Just had my birthday as well.
Happy birthday.
It was fun, thank you. And then we're just doing festivals and a couple of European things here and there, so yeah.
So who have you brought down with you? Who's your company?
My mummy came with me today. She's upset with me because she said, "You never told me this was your thing." I was like, "Well, yes, I did. I said I'm doing a gig in Luton. I don't know how else to say it. I mean."
Actually, man, who's performing with you? Sorry.
My mum. No. There's a group called Divine Unity, and also a comedian called Reverend Shackelford, who's hilarious. Just make sure you got your diapers on. And there's also a few different other people, but yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing Divine Unity.
Make sure you watch this space because Focus on Jazz has some more dates for 2009. I'm Christian Nicoli for Local News TV.
More than 7 ways to wonder, and I know that we can fly. All guiding words of inspiration, words of life, all the right. It's a message. message from my people. You don't have to fear, you won't disappear.